if you haven't got a great sky, if you haven't got, you know, a nice dramatic sea, then maybe a scene like this with just, you know, something a little bit different to look at is the thing to shoot. Good morning everyone. This morning is another one of those days with no drama. We've got completely clear blue skies and a flat calm sea. I woke up, so I thought I'd come out, and now I'm trying to find a scene that I can work with in those conditions. And I've got an idea. Okay, so this is Rincon del Zofra, or Zofra Corner, and the defining feature here is all of these boats that just sit on this sort of pebbly beach. They're always here. It's not like they go out and come back again. It's just a permanent feature. I don't know who they belong to, I don't know why they're here, they just are. And it's kind of the defining feature of this place. And I just thought there might be an image to be had here in the conditions we've got today, because if you haven't got a great sky, if you haven't got, you know, a nice dramatic sea, then maybe a scene like this with just, you know, something a little bit different to look at is the thing to shoot. So I've set up by this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's about 15 boats along here. Most of them are, I think 13 of them are clumped along here, and then there's 2 further up. And I've got a shot set up here looking at, I've excluded the first 3 boats, so I've got kind of 10 boats in a line. There's a pathway goes up the left hand side of the scene. There's a nice clump of kind of grass here with like tufts growing on it, which I've got in the bottom left hand corner. And then there's just a sort of a hint of sort of pale orangey tones in the sky. 16 to 35 lens on about 22mm, I would guess. I'll confirm that when I put the picture up. I've got a 2-stop hard-edged ND grad on, just to hold back the brightness in the sky. And what I'm hoping is that the sun's going to peek around that corner and create a bit of a sun star. Now, there are 2 things about this composition that concern me. The first one is easy to fix. In order to get the scene in that I want, I've just got the corner of a boat that's down here encroaching in the bottom of the frame. That's easy to fix. I can take that out in Photoshop with content-aware fill. It is just a little tiny bit. The only other thing that bothers me about this is whether the composition is going to look sufficiently balanced if I get the sun in the scene. The reason I'm concerned about that is the tuft of grass is down on the left hand side of the frame, and the sun is also going to be on the left hand side of the frame, and I've just kind of got a feeling it's going to look unbalanced. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shot now with the composition that I've got before the sun comes up, because I think we've got about 2 or 3 minutes before the sun comes up. I'm going to take a shot now, see what that looks like. It's an interesting enough scene, but I think I'm going to then, as soon as I get a hint that the sun's coming up, I'm going to try to recompose. Okay, I have now recomposed the scene. What it means is I've got more of the path in on the left-hand side of the frame, so that I can get that tuft of grass over on the right-hand third, or nearly, and then the boat's running up the right-hand side of the scene. I've got to be careful. If I go too far to the left, I'm going to get in a building and parts of the sort of the gardens that go with the building on the left-hand side, which I don't want. Still got the 2-stop hard-edged ND grad on, down to about 19-20 millimeters. So now just keeping an eye on the histogram as the sun hopefully will start to come round in a few minutes. It is past sunrise now, and I have slightly misjudged where the sun was going to appear. So I don't think we're going to get a sun star, but we might get kind of a, you know, a sun in the scene in a couple of minutes. In case I haven't mentioned it already, which I don't think I have, I'm shooting this with the camera as level as possible to try and avoid too much of that wide angle distortion. And then what I'm going to be doing is cropping out a chunk of the boring blue sky sort of down to just above the top of where some of these masts are sticking up. Okay, sun's poking around the corner now. I've widened the composition a little bit. So I'm probably at about 17 millimeters. I've swapped the 2-stop hard edge ND grad for a 3-stop. I've got f11 1/8 of a second. And they're still giving me plenty of detail in the shadows, and we're catching some quite nice light on this grass actually. Okay, starting to get a bit of sun flare now because I'm shooting straight into the light, and actually I think we've had the best of this particular angle. Let's see if we can get a side light shot. Okay, getting noisy. I think they're actually starting to do a load of work in this kind of garden thing over the back there, so I'm going to probably wrap this up fairly quickly. This was the shot I had in mind, and I've got to be honest, I'm not sure about it. I'm going to take it and I'll show it to you, but I'm not convinced. Basically what we've got is just this one upturned boat here, which is kind of almost in the middle of the frame, just slightly off to one side and slightly down. There's some little yellow flowers kind of in the foreground. The boat is side lit, so there's light coming in from basically that way, from my left as I'm looking at the scene and hitting the boat, and the right side's darker, and we've got the sea behind, and then there's a little bit of skyline in the background, which is kind of heading out towards San Juan and Alicante. f11 1/20th of a second, no filters, but I am going to focus stack on about 21 millimeters, 20-21 millimeters. Okay guys, that's about it I think for today. The sun's up now and with no clouds, it's really harsh almost straight away. We're about 25 minutes after sunrise, so I'm going to pack up, head for home and see what I've got. Probably quite a short video today, don't know, but I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And if you have, and you're not already a subscriber, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you very much, I appreciate that. If you have enjoyed this video, then maybe you want to consider giving it a thumbs up, a like, or a share. Share it on social media, or both if you like. And of course I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think, leave me some comments. And that's it. As always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. So, thank you very much. And until the next video. Bye.